Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to present you the top 5 co-op decks that has potential to surpass Wave 100. All of them you have a chance to surpass Wave 100. You just need the dice to have high enough class, and your crit damage is also very important. And also for players asking for the auto puzzle defense, the video is coming soon. I'll be working on this game. This game is actually very nice because when I miss out days, it's still grinding gold. But let's leave this game aside. Let's concentrate on the top 5 co-op decks that has the potential to surpass Wave 100. I'm going to present you the DPS decks, but I'm going to tell you also the support decks and what battlefields are most likely the better ones to use. So the first deck is the combo deck. So combo Luna. So you just play the normal way you play combo Luna. You don't play any crack growth, random growth, or normal growth because you're getting so much SP with the Luminous Prison. That's the best battlefield to use. So this one, you're getting so much SP because your teammate is going to play meta spam. So he's going to play meta, Joker, Mimic, Summoner, Growth, or Bounty. He just plays dice so you can get as much SP as possible. Also, your teammate, he can play mine as well, but it depends. But he will give you so much SP, you just focusing on merging, and yeah, you feel most likely get even full without growth with high dots. And I think I saw the on Dice XC got to wave 97, so I can't show you any gameplays because I could show you gameplays of 1 or 2 decks, but the problem is of the best co-op decks, my dice class aren't high enough. I could play with other players, but yeah, I'm just going to present you, so I'll be doing separate videos when they request to if you still want to see a gameplay of one of the certain decks. So yeah. So the class I would recommend. I heard that combo after class 10 is very nice, and Luna as well. But Luna can also work in class 9 as well. And like I said, Luminous Prison. 5th Voyager you can try, but it isn't that great as Luminous Prison. Okay, so now coming to the 4th place deck. So I'm putting 4th place the Holy Sword, but I'm not putting the Holy Sword in 4th place because it's weaker. So the best 4 decks right now, they all can easily surpass Wave 100. I'm just putting it at 4th place maybe because it's a little bit harder, because you need the Holy Sword in higher class, and getting the Holy Sword in higher class, it's not that easy. So mine has not the potential to surpass Wave 100, but you can surpass Wave 100 when you have the Luna and the Holy Sword in higher class. And also you want to combine this with Assassin support, and you're going to play, either you play Luminous Prison. Yeah, you kind of seen this battlefield, it's kind of very nice. You can play also the Plasma Shield, is also very good because in higher stages, how you call it, the Plasma Shield can save you from the boss changes, especially the Knight. And when you have it at class 20, it's also very nice, the Plasma Shield. The other battlefields I don't really see it. Maybe Violet Club, but not really. Okay, now coming to the 3rd place deck. Actually, this deck is actually, yeah, it's like the same. Like I said, you need the Holy Sword. I'm just putting it, but these decks can bring you in plus Wave 100. I think I made a record on my second, not on the second, on the 3rd account. I think I'm going to show you the picture right now. If I got it, then you see it. Wave 120 something, I guess, or 140. I can't remember, but you'll see it on the picture if I still got the picture. So yeah. In that picture I got carried. I just had assassin spam. Don't know what classes legendaries are. Just playing with a player. Yeah, and like I said, well, if you're wondering what the other decks, the top 4 decks are all Solar. It's not a coincidence. Since there was a time where Solar got buffed, but then player used the Solar dice and they saw that Solar was trash. Then the developers of 111% made a fix because the Solar dice didn't do what it does. So every second hit, the damage doubles. So when it does 1 damage, the second damage is 1, and the third damage would be 2. And you see, when Luna makes it faster, and when you're critting, the damage, every double hit would be doubled. That's a lot. And with, yeah, like that's why I said Violet, Club Violet can be also very possible, because with the Club Violet buff, if the Solar's on it, it will be very fast. We noticed that as well in the Christmas event where we had to take Santa gift a lot of times. Yeah, but we didn't use those dice. So this deck is also very strong. And for this deck, I would also say you can use just normal Assassin support. If you want, you can go Assassin Time. But if you play Assassin Time, also you wait. So if you go normal Assassin support, just pick the Luminous Prison because you don't need to protect the supporter. But if you want to play with time, then you play the Plasma Shield, because it's most of the time for the support player, so his time dices won't get sniped by Magician or get lowered by Leo. Sometimes it's safe, sometimes it doesn't, but just to minimize the boss effects. So now coming to the second place deck. So we got another, like I said, the rest of them are just Solar. That's the meta right now. The meta is Solar, but there are different types of Solar decks. There's also Solar Star Dice, that's also very good. I just left it out. Actually, the Solar Star Dice can get to higher rank than the combo deck. But I just put combo in it because else the whole list will just be all Solar. Yeah. So for every deck, yeah, I can put an extra, the Solar Star. But yeah, that will be the honorable mention before we come to the first place deck. So this one, you don't play the normal Assassin support. For this one, you have to play time. And for this one, you have to play the Luminous Prison. Luminous Prison, I'm talking about the Plasma Shield. I did already a video with Dice X. We made it to wave 104. Played with myself. I made it also to wave 100 something. So it's easy. Once the Assassin, the DPS player sets up. So for all the Solar decks, I can say all the Solar decks, they have to do one thing. If you play with time, you have to build up your battlefield yourself, and the Assassin player, he just save up his SP. So early Assassins aren't great. It can mess up the DPS player, and that can ruin the whole match. So just wait for the DPS player to be ready. Sometimes it takes more than 15 waves. It can take up to 30, 35 waves, even sometimes 40 waves. Then the Assassin player can use the Assassin all the way, the rest of the way. So it's kind of like balance, because at the beginning the DPS player is doing all the work, and after that the support player will take all the work. Then the DPS player will just be chilling around. Only when the boss changes something, then he has to do the work with the Joker and Solar, the copy things. Yeah. So yeah. And also for this one, I made it wave 100 plus. I put it at second place because my Luna isn't class 10, and the time player I played with myself, and the time was class 8. I think class 7 9 can do it as well, to wave 100 plus. So this is an easier way to get to wave 100 plus if you want to get the 111 emblem. This deck might be easier. Oh, you see my crit damage, but like I said, either you have higher class or you have high crit damage, but you need also this amount of the class of your Solars and Luna. Now the honorable mention, just need to replace one dice with the other one. So you play, wait, no, we have to replace 2 dices, because this deck is different. So in this deck you don't play any growth, you have to play switch, because you'll be working on how you call it. For this deck, you have to work on three or four. Actually, the best is three stars with 7-star. One switch 7-star because it's the one that's going to be switching around the stars. And wait, we have 4 spaces. Then 9 lunars. 7, not 9. 7 solars and the rest lunar. 5, I think. Yeah. Then you'll be switching around with the stars once the boss stage, during the boss stage, and then the stars going to kill it, and the solars will take care of the wave stages and for the second boss and so on. This deck is actually very strong, and for this deck, this is actually the number 5th place deck in the meta. I would say for this deck, Star Assassin. I meant Time Assassin. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I would say the normal Assassin. That's what I saw. I played I think Dr. Killer and John Bon. I think John Bon. They played and they made it actually very far. I think they waved 90 something, but I heard that round wasn't the best setup. So now coming to the first place deck, it's Yin Yang. Ah, just kidding. Come on. Who thinks Yin Yang is up there? Yin Yang is very strong with the crack as well. You get to wave 84, I heard, but still Solar combo, all of those decks still above. So yeah. So the Solar Lunar crack is very strong just because of the crack defense breaking the monsters, so the DPS does so much more damage. This one has a little bit more RNG to set up the perfect battlefield, but it's so much stronger than the other ones. And also for this one, you're playing with Time Assassin and the Plasma Shield. Yeah, and this, the Time Assassins. So if you don't know how the support decks looks like, so I can build them here fast. Yeah. So this is the normal assassin I would recommend to play. So when I said the normal assassin, that's how the deck look like. So this is the normal assassin. So at the beginning, you just go on mine dice as much as possible. Wait for your teammate to be ready. And let's go back. The other deck I already showed you, other support deck, the Meta Spam. Some prefer the growth over the summoner because the meta with higher dots you get more SP. And then you play mine dice, and you can keep the mine dice, or if you don't want the mine dice, you can play bounty, so your teammate gains more SP as well. And the last deck where you play Time and Assassin, I can show you this deck as well. You just replace few. You don't play any mine, and you don't play any mimic. So this one, the main goal is to getting your high dot time dice or high dot dices, and that's why the time version, your teammate has to build up his own battlefield. So he needs to know how the solar decks are working, and when he's set up his battlefield, like most likely 4 dots and higher. Lowest dot should be 4 dots. Sometimes you have a bunch of 5 dots and 1 3 dot or 2 dot, then it happens, then you still can continue with the assassin. Yeah, and don't do any early assassin. So those were the top 5 co-op decks that can surpass wave 100. Anyway, that's with the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.